Box Elder Creek, flowing at the base of a cliff of the Madison. You can see the karstic surface, all the small little bugs and caves and holes in it. And the creek level is down here. This area is called Custer Gap, because in 1874, when General Custer was here in the hills with his troops, they were looking for a way to exit the Black Hills, and the scouts found this gap up here that's coming into view that was wide enough through these limestone cliffs that they were able to exit the hills through this gap. And so the name Custer Gap. It's quite overgrown, looks like, with brush here. We'll try to battle our way down there so we can see into the gap. Here's a path right here. Probably somebody's been fishing. And right through there. So cliff over there, cliff on that side over there, and then a nice gap through here. And they were able to get there. They had 200 and some wagons and whatever they had in their party, and they all exited through this area right here. So Box Elder Creek continues on downstream here to the right for about another 100 yards, maybe 150 yards, and then through all that stuff. I don't feel like battling through there today. Maybe some year when the water's flowing higher, we'll go look. But it flows down like right over here somewhere down along the creek, and then it sinks into the ground and disappears, and the surface stream goes away. And then about a mile downstream, it reemerges at a place called Gravel Spring, and we'll be going there next and taking a look at that, where the water comes back up on the surface. So two springs where we're going next. The first one is Gravel Spring, and then right below it is Doty Spring. That this surface water, that's now surface water, reemerges as surface water after it flows about a mile under the ground. Okay, today we're going to explore Doty Spring in the Black Hills, and we're heading down there with my kiddos, and we're going to end up probably crossing a creek. This is in the Pahasapa limestone, or the Madison group, that is Pennsylvanian in age, and so let's just go explore and see what we see. So Doty Spring is on Box Elder Creek, and it has cut down several hundred feet into the canyon here and left terrace deposits all along the sides of the canyon. In fact, right now we're walking over terrace gravels, rounded river cobbles, a lot of Precambrian materials in here that came from higher up in the, or lower in the section, but higher elevation wise up toward the center of the hills. So this is an old river terrace right here, and we're probably still a good couple hundred feet above the current stream. Okay, detour down through these trees. We'll go to the edge of the canyon and take a look over the edge. See what we can see. Okay, you guys watch the poison ivy. Go. Right here, 3-leaf plants. See that? That's poison ivy. Okay, there's Box Elder Creek coming down to the canyon. It's flowing this way, and you can see the stream channel's dry right there. And then all of a sudden, here's a wall of the Madison, and there's water in the stream again. And if you look over here, you can see the water just flowing right out of the ground in that big gravel, this gravel pile right down here. So this is called Gravel Spring. The main bunch of water is coming out right up here. There's some that comes out underneath over here, and it all gathers and then flows into the creek and flows on downstream as a live stream. So at times when the discharge is high enough to overcome the loss zone that's up at Custer Gap, then water will flow live all the way down through this canyon, but the spring is still active. So right now all the water is being taken up at a loss zone at Custer Gap, and then it re-emerges right here. And we're roughly 1 mile below Custer Gap, where the sink is. And so this water flows underground for 1 mile, then re-emerges here at Gravel Spring. And it has a travel time from dye tests, dye put in the water at the sink up at Custer Gap, and it flows down here. It takes about an hour. So for groundwater to flow a mile in 1 hour, that's like light speed. So beautiful Madison here. We're standing right on it. Okay, so here we are down at the creek level. So the creek comes in from above up here And then flows, there's a crossing down here that we have our flip-flops with us if we want to take our shoes off, or we may go across on the rocks depending on what the water level is.
This is so pretty. Oh, the little mountain.
Oh yeah, I think we can walk across the rocks here. They're all exposed. Okay, it's Box Elder Creek. And I gotta take it easy because I'm old. Okay. Way better than the Bighorns, Morgan.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll have to post that video. We went backpacking in the Bighorns a couple years ago. Crossed a river there with full packs on. And it was quite an adventure. Okay, it gets easier from here.
Huh?
It gets better from there. Whoa, whoa. Okay, way to go. You got it. And there's Morgan coming up on the other side. Wow.
Woo. Chile. Chile, Chile.
Okay, so we crossed the creek just back behind us a couple hundred yards, and now we're coming up on it again, and yeah, we're walking right along, you know, outcrops of the Madison here. Here it is right here, and you can see up there, right there, there's a cave. And there's a cave right there. This is very, very, very karstified, very cavernous, and that's why the creek can flow underground back there at Gravel Spring for 1 mile distance in about an hour, because it's literally flowing through large passageways. It's essentially similar to pipe flow. And then here's the Madison. Again,